No one expected a triple brilliancy 26 move smash, but it's exactly what unfolded today. On screen is Erdogmus, a chess sensation, 14 years old, from Turkey. He's been storming this tournament, but he's up today against Mr. Hans Niemann, the self-proclaimed future chess champion of the world. The game opens fairly standard, fairly quiet, fairly boring. Petrov defense or Russian defense. It's got this reputation for being a bit drawish because you get this symmetrical pawn structure. Where's the imbalance? But fear not. After the seahorses spawned castles, we get bishop g4. Things start sharpening up a bit. The pawn's under fire in the centre, so it's defended. They're over the board, of course, in person. The clock time's here on the left, and note that because f5 is played, 20 minutes spent there. It does bolster the knight in the centre. Very good. This one now develops here, and now look at the clock. Queen to f6. We get 40 minutes spent on that move. So that's 60 minutes spent on 2 moves. What is Yaz playing at? Bro needs to get on Lotus Chess. Link down in the description. Absolute best way I know of to learn your openings and fast. Crush the opponent, right? In this game, Niemann fighting back with Queen A4. And you could play the bishop out here right now. Lovely attacking square. Then prepare to castle kingside. A bit safer. But Yaz has another think and goes long. Andrea starts spinning those beats. It's a very exciting battle, but 23 minutes left on the clock. Niemann now goes bishop b5, wants to mangle the structure here, and after takes on d2, looks a bit weird. Why would you give up that great centralized cemented piece? Well, it's to achieve this move and not have to worry about any change in pawn structure here. Looks really scary, but Niemann calmly slides the rook over. Ideas of bringing the bishop back now, or knight in certain lines to defend. Plus, of course, you take the open file, and black should really be playing pawn to a6 here. Yes, you compromise the structure, but you do pick up the bishop pair here. Knight rotates, you get some dark squares. This pawn can be defended. It's a roughly level game. But we didn't see a6. We saw the very ambitious pawn to f3. Now, it looks so natural to rip open that white king, but remember, white's going to try and do some nasty stuff to your monarch. Best line is taking the knight. It wasn't played, so I don't want to go down the whole line. It gets crazy complicated because the best response is not taking back the bishop, but taking here, going for a huge attack against the white king. But in the game, we get pawn h3 from Niemann, doesn't take, and there's one way and one way only for black to keep a kind of balance. Can you guess the best move here? So well done if this idea occurred to you. Very complicated. I mean, trying to see to the end of all this is bonkers. But if the bishop's captured, you know, that was the threat, then you can slide in and threaten mate. So king takes. Then you can bring the bishop. Nasty stuff about to happen. So knight back. Come into this square and not this square. So you've also got these defensive ideas. Now the rook can converge. So the queen slides back. And now you take with check, knight blocking the way here, but check. And if you want to stay with the knight, like this, so that the bishop can't crash through, then it allows black this absolutely incredible move here. The only winning move.
The only winning move.
It's the only move?
The only winning move.
It's the only move?
The only winning move.
It's the only...
Rook f5. I mean, who finds rook lifts like that about 8 moves ago when you had to calculate this sacrifice? Can't take because of the pin. Can't take or queen takes. Still there's a pin. So what do? This is the top line. Swing it round to the defense. Still using the pin. Beautiful idea. And after the king goes, now you can take here. And because you're threatening this mate in 1, no time to take the bishop, so bishop here. This is how the game could proceed. Black emerges better, a pawn ahead. long line. That was the best way to go. Understandable it was missed, right? This instead, but it now allows takes on c6. And yes, you should technically take with the queen, but then you can just mangle this pawn structure, push with g4 or play rook e5, basically get rid of the bishop, win a pawn, white's winning this game. Pawn ahead, horrible structure, or very good winning chances anyway. So instead we saw pawn takes, but now the epic rook lift from Mr. Nan's Niemann, powerful attack on the bishop, defended by the queen, also threatens mate. Let's not blunder that one. So pawn g3, bishop d6, and Niemann unleashes the first of his triple brilliancies in this game. The move he plays is knight to b3, saying fine, take the exchange, which you were threatening to do. I'm not going to take back with the pawn, but bang, close down your king's escape route. And then the threat, say you crash through here, trying to do some nasties, is check, can't run with the king, so you step like this, you get mated. So this is too much of a problem. Therefore we didn't see takes. Instead we saw rook hf8, very weird looking move. When I clicked deeper, seems to be connected with queen sacrifice ideas. Pawn takes, f2 check, running to here. If king blocks, the bishop joins the party, check. Decoys the king, mate the queen. If you can envisage that, right? So that's why bishop e3 cementos everything. Now we see rook d to e8, challenging the strong piece. It was still immune on every move because of these checkmating problems. But now we get the second brilliancy played by Hans Niemann. Queen takes on c6. And the idea of this being a brilliancy is that once again, you've hung the rook. This time it is captured. It was the best move because it opens up the tension between the queens. And there's only one way to play here to keep the advantage. It's queen a8 check. So you drive the king out. Then land this check, don't step up to this square. Now you can take with check, can't take the knight, have to run with the king. You get absolutely smashed, so on and so forth. Here's the top line, not fun, leads to a checkmate very soon, so on and so forth from there. So don't play this, this selected, now takes on d5. And it looks to me that surely you can go bishop d6. Real solid square, you save it from the attack, queen's covering here. You know, what's the knockout blow? You bring another piece to the party, supported by the queen. And where's the king going? You haven't actually got squares. So you have to block with something, but now this is a nice finish. Queen e6, the rook's pinned. King goes, and that's a checkmate. Amazing lines. So we didn't see the bishop back up. Queen d6, strongest defense, but not found. Queen f5 was tried. Look at the clock times. Niemann like 50, 40 minutes ahead now. He's going for this stuff, is Yagiz, but big problem. Final brilliant move. Can you find it? It's bishop g5 check. And the idea is, if the queen takes, she's decoyed from the defense of the light squares. So check, the king's kind of lapelled in, or epauletted in, whatever the word, and you land a checkmate like this. So let's run it back. We saw rook f6, takes now played, and you're hitting the rook, which is pinned. So queen takes, but check. This is absolute carnage. White's attacking and not even material down. We saw resignation because Chewbacca's our favourite moves on the way. The Wookiee one messed that up. Now we see this and you just hunt the king mercilessly, win the queen, and that's all she wrote. You finish the game from there. 26 move crush. To be fair, Yagiz is tired. He had a 190 move game the other day. He's 14 years old. Not easy, but wow, this was a hammering. Hope you enjoyed this game. Do check out Lotus Chess and have a look at the video on screen if you want to see another incredible game by Hans Niemann. Thanks a lot for watching and see you soon. Cheers.